Somewhere, deep in the Ozark woods, lurks the two people everyone tries to avoid the most. If you're not careful, they may find you before you find them. Okay, we're recording. Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Adventures in Ice Capades. We're about ready to watch. We hope we got the sound issues fixed. Somehow on our little sound boxy thingy that allows us to hook things up and have microphones.
External sound card.
Yeah, that thing. A button got pushed and it changed the audio effect and we were getting an echo and we didn't find out until after when we were editing the recording. So hopefully we got that fixed. But we're about to watch Liberal Hive Mind, Mayor Marjorie Taylor Greene permanently banned from Twitter for this. You know what she said? She posted on Twitter that the vaccines are failing, and Twitter banned her for life for spreading false stories.
That's not false. How are people that are vaccinated still getting COVID?
Well, that Twitter said that so she's banned for life. She went over to that new, not the new platform that Trump and one of his advisors put together.
Oh, it's up?
Yeah, it's up.
I didn't know it was up and running.
Yeah. I tried when they first brought it, was doing the beta testing. I downloaded it on my phone, but I couldn't get it to work. So I dipped with it since. Of course, I don't do Twitter. I don't even do Facebook much other than talking to the kids.
You like me, I just talk to the kids and steal pictures of the grandbabies.
Yeah. And most of the people out there, there's too much stupid out there that gives you a headache. Yeah. But anyway, so we're going to watch what he has to say.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Folks, we are reaching a breaking point, a tipping point in Western civilization.
You see that? It says you need to show ID to eat. And they said, what if we put a voting booth in the restaurant? Because they're not wanting you to show an ID.
I know.
So, that's...
I told you he has the best means.
Should be ringing. People should be absolutely mortified with what's going on here, but it seems as though we've become complacent in defending the exact things that made Western civilization great in the first place. And of course, the number one principle, the most important principle, is freedom of speech. It's dying in front of your very eyes. The bedrock of society. The most important thing, freedom of expression, intellectual curiosity, basic debate, and freedom of ideas is at stake. And if you're on the righteous side, the side fighting to defend this basic right in society, well, this week was not a very good week for you. I'm sorry to bring you the bad news, but social media companies are waging a campaign and are nuking public figures from their platforms, deplatforming, depersoning these individuals for simply providing another side of an argument. It's absolutely antithetical to what our ancestors fought for. So let me update you guys on everything that's going on here, and of course I'll probably just rant for a couple minutes of why I find it so evil. But before we get into any of it, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share the video as much as possible. We are still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers. And with that out of the way, let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so the first update, Twitter has officially permanently suspended Marjorie Taylor Greene's personal account. Twitter wrote in a public statement, quote, "We permanently suspended the account that you referenced, at MT Green, for repeated violations of our COOF-19 misinformation policy." Twitter said in a statement, "We've been clear that, per our strike system for this policy, we will permanently suspend accounts for repeated violations of the policy." And so what was this terrible crime that justified getting rid of a public figure, an elected public figure, getting rid of an individual's voice? Well, from what we know right now, at least based on what Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying, she posted a CDC VAERS chart, VAERS, which is of course the abbreviation for Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, and what she's claiming is that's the reason why she got permanently suspended, permanently banned. that means gone forever. Twitter just issued a vague comment. We don't know exactly what happened, but either way, it's not justified. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to live in a world where opinions become illegal. But that is exactly where we are headed. And these companies are getting more and more brazen. A lot of people say, but I'm a private company, I'm a private company. These private companies are more powerful than the government in many aspects. I mean, they control the flow of information. They control what people can and can't say, what people can and can't see. That is too much power to be.
They need to be treated as a utility. Utility companies are private companies, but they're regulated by the government for the better good of the entire population. All of these social media, they need to be regulated as a utility company. That's just the way. Once you open up a business that is designed to cover everybody in a region, and you're providing a service for them that they do not have to leave their home to utilize, that's a utility. You're utilizing a service within your home. So it should be treated as a public utility, as far as I'm concerned. They'd only listen.
Corrupted. It's too much power that can be used to infringe on people's basic rights. There were wars fought in the name of achieving and preserving this very basic right, and it applies to everything. You don't have the right to speak or the right to express yourself only if what you say has been fact-checked, verified, and is politically correct. You have the right to be wrong. I'm not necessarily saying that Marjorie Taylor Greene was wrong, but what I am saying is that even if she was, she should have the right to be wrong. I mean, for Pete's sakes, Democrats are wrong every single day on countless different issues. If that standard applied, then the whole lot of them would be banned off social media. Of course, further proving the complete bias. Just a couple weeks ago, a video of Rachel Maddow spreading straight up misinformation in relation to the coof and the jab. And as that video is floating around, not even a Twitter tag. Right-wingers get the misinformation tag, the "this tweet may be harmful and dangerous" tag, suspended, permanently banned. But of course, the rules don't seem to apply to lefties now, do they? It's getting dangerous, folks. We are reaching a tipping point. You think Marjorie Taylor Greene's the only person who was banned? Well, of course you'd be wrong. One of the pioneers of mRNA technology himself, Dr. Robert Malone, MD, was not only banned off Twitter for linking a study that the left disagrees with, but just a couple days ago he showed up on Joe Rogan's podcast, and all of the highlight videos that were posted on Joe Rogan's YouTube channel have been magically removed. Poof, gone. Again, I don't care if the study was correct. I don't care if Dr. Robert Malone is right or not. I just want to stand for his right to be able to participate in public discussion of complex ideas. I don't care what side of the issue you are on. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me. I just believe in your right to post an article, to present a different idea, to present data, and to make an argument without massive tech oligarchies getting in the way and picking winners and losers. I believe in democracy, especially the democracy of ideas and good ideas, and not technocratic authoritarian control of ideas and discussion and information. The fact that this isn't alarming is frankly shocking. These massive corporations have become way too big, way too powerful, and somehow they've gotten away with permanently banning the former president of the United States, now current sitting representatives, medical experts, PhDs, MDs, epidemiologists, anybody who doesn't toe the line, they destroy. We are slowly edging towards authoritarianism. Joe Rogan, after having his videos with Dr. Malone pulled off YouTube, seems to feel a very similar way, as his response to the whole ordeal was actually just a video that he posted on his Instagram account.
Just don't understand how it gets to the point where
things get to terrible places one tiny step at a time. You know, if I encroach on you and I'm sophisticated about it, I'm going to encroach 2 millimeters. I'm going to encroach right to the point where you start to protest. Then I'm going to stop. Then I'm going to wait. Then you're going to calm down. Then I'm going to encroach again right to the point where you protest. Then I'm going to stop. Then I'm going to wait. And I'm just going to do that forever. And before you know it, you're going to be back 3 miles from where you started, and you'll have done it one step at a time. And
well, that's how auctions are. That's how you end up spending 10 times more for an item than what it was worth when you're on an auction, because they get you $1 at a time or 50 cents at a time. You know, and you're sitting there, and okay, yeah, you've set a $30 limit. This is I'm not going to spend more than $30. Okay, then you get up there at $30. What's $30.50? Well, I'll go ahead and spend that extra 50. You know, I fought this long for it. You know, and then by the time's all said and done, you've spent $120 on it, and by that time it's just out of spite because by God, you're not going to let anybody whip you.
I don't have that issue.
Mm.
If I go in there with a $30 limit, I'm trying to spend $30 or less, not more. If I can't get it for the price that I set myself for, then it's not important enough because I'm not going to spend more than I said I'm going to spend.
I had
I'm not that person.
those big pizza paddles I had at the restaurant. Yeah,
You did just that. I know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I spent $80 on them, and they were only worth like $20. But my God, I was driving, and it was nighttime, and I was trying to get across the entire state of Oklahoma, and I just finally that somebody was bidding on them, you know, and kept out, and I just finally said, "Fuck it, I don't have time to keep pulling over," and so I just $80. And they drove it all the way up. And when I went and picked all that stuff up from the restaurant, the guy goes, "I was wondering who," and he goes, "You realize?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "What happened?" I said, "I got pissed off." He goes, "I figured that was it." I said, "I was driving and I was bidding on them, and I just finally said, and I put an amount on there that no fool in his life would pay." Well, but me.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy just laughed. He says, "If you don't want them," he says, "I'll just try." I go, "No, I agreed for no. But I was not going to let this guy get those from me." I said, because I had not seen any on the auction site. You know, it wasn't eBay. It was, you know, or it was
restaurant equipment.
Restaurant equipment.
I know.
And he said, "Well, you could buy them brand new for like $12 a piece." I go, "Well, these have got character. These are trained. I should not have. I'm paying for the training. They should already be trained." And he just laughed. I said, "Just like the pizza oven I bought from you. It should be trained." Well, I bought that smoker that we had. It was already programmed. I know it was already programmed. I figured that was worth 25% more because it had all of the program for the different meats and everything, the timing. I go, damn, I don't have to, all I got to do is give me a list of what button I push. Push 1 for ribs, 2 for pork, but you know, it's done.
Then you'll go, "Oh, how'd I get here?" And the answer was, "Well, I pushed you a little farther than you should have gone, and you agreed. And so then I pushed you a little farther than you should have gone again, and you agreed." And if anybody's interested in this sort of process, and this is a horrifying book, if you want to read about how this process works, you can read a book called Ordinary Men by Robert Browning.
And it feels as though that's exactly what's happening. What did Dr. Malone call it? Mass formation psychosis? Seems like a little bit of a coincidence now, doesn't it? They're pulling society apart, pitting people against each other, fomenting this division and craziness that we're experiencing, almost like a distraction as they slowly edge forward further and further and further with more authoritarianism, getting closer and closer to tyranny in their slow but continuous effort to strip away your rights one by one, which is of course just crazy, but if you really think about it, you know what's more crazy? The fact that we're letting it happen. The fact that there isn't mass outrage. This is the type of thing that I couldn't fix. Joe Rogan, even with his massive platform, couldn't fix it. It's the type of thing that I can't fix. Joe Rogan with his massive platform can't even fix. The only way any of this changes is if society as a whole wakes up and finally says enough is enough, stops being so complacent in their luxury, and finally fights for the same thing their ancestors fought for. I keep saying that because it's so important. There's such a loss of perspective of what previous generations spilt blood for. They sacrificed themselves for these freedoms, and we're just letting them go, seemingly without opposition. A little bit disheartening, to say the least. But of course,
Oh, it's it. Whenever the right goes to negotiate with the left says if we don't get this, we're going to make noise. We're going to make noise. So the right we'll give you a little bit of it. So they give them a little, and then what the left do, they start making noise because we wanted it all. That's just a down payment. We're not going to shut up till we. Well, the thing is, they never shut up because they never have enough. And once you give something up, you don't have it anymore. Once you give somebody $1, you don't have it. So it's very hard to start taking things back that you already gave up in negotiations.
Mm-hmm.
My glasses so I can read. All right. Well, anyway, that's what we got on this one, guys. We're gonna find something else. Actually, it's about dinner time. All right. Well, anyway, we'll talk to y'all later. Love you. Hope things going great. And remember, enjoy how bad it is now because it'll be worse tomorrow.